Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Make It an Amazing Day with Johan and Ace, my loyal companion. In a way, this video is going to discuss learning lessons in life. Are you learning lessons in life? But before we get to that side of the coin, we're going to talk about don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. When we talk about not taking things personal, I'll be the first to admit I've come a long way in that arena. And I'm still learning to a degree. I'm still learning. Or you could say I still make mistakes in that arena. However, today I correct them. I make corrections. In life, as we go through life, as we go through our day, we could have situations at home, situations with a friend somewhere, something could happen at work. We do things for people. We help people. And then one day, for whatever reason, we've helped someone, and we don't get recognition for it. Perhaps we expect a thank you, and we don't get a thank you. And maybe all along, when we were doing something for a person or helping them, whether you got a thank you or not, didn't mean anything to you. In other words, it was okay. You didn't focus on it. But this one day, this particular day, for some reason, someone didn't thank you for something you did, and it upset you. You took it personal. I'm an observer. I observe everything. I observe everything. Part of that comes from my Marine Corps training as an anti-tank assaultman. I was aware of everything I could see, every little thing. At one point in my training, I had to know every vehicle, tank, uniform that every country in the world had. I had to be able to identify it, okay? That's a lot. So I'm always aware, and in the spiritual walk as well. I'm aware. I observe, and I observe people. People tell me what to do and what not to do. Most times I appreciate some constructive criticisms, but there are days that I take it personal. Very rare, but it still happens. What we're getting at here is motives. M-O-T-I-V-E-S. Motives. What are your motives when you help someone? One time I was homeless, and the Salvation Army helped me. And then I felt an obligation to give back what they gave me, so I started hanging around the Salvation Army at the time, going to activities and going to services. One of the most important lessons I learned in the Salvation Army was to help people in need. Now you could say that there are people who present themselves as in need, and if you assess the situation, you might ask yourself, why does this person need help? In other words, maybe they have a nice car, maybe they have an expensive cell phone, but they're coming to the Salvation Army for help. That's an observation and assessment you make at the time of the event. And then, on the other hand, it's not about judging people, okay? It's not about judging people. Are you going to help them or not? Are some people deceptive? Yes. Not all, but some are. But you can't judge everyone by one. Does one bad apple spoil the whole bunch? Remember that saying? Does one bad apple spoil the whole bunch? I like to think I feel this, that my motives every day are authentic and come from a generous heart. And yet, rarely, but it happens, when I help someone, I take offense if they don't thank me. Taking offense if someone doesn't thank you, in and of itself, isn't the most terrible thing, okay? However, albeit nonetheless, if you take it personal and you find it offensive if you help someone and they don't say thank you, can you stop right there? Can you stop right there and say to yourself, I gave freely. Maybe you're a parent or a step-parent and this involves a child. You have obligations as a parent, step-parent, or guardian, okay? You have obligations. On the other hand, you want to say, I would like to see the child have appreciation, manners, and respect. The lesson here is when you take something personal, when you are offended, the lesson is what happens next. What happens next? In most cases, when we're offended in a situation like this and we take it personal, we lash out at the person. We lash out because we're offended. We take it personal. Forgetting that, one, we did this whatever it was to help them from our heart. Two, as an obligation, say as a parent, step-parent, or guardian. If you're not a balanced person, every time this happens, you will lash out at someone. Let me pose the question here then. Why are you lashing out? There's only one clear answer. You want to teach them a lesson. Actually, you want to punish them. You want to hurt them because you took it personal and your feelings were hurt. Now you want to hurt them. It's called punishing them. You've taken a situation where two people could have learned a lesson. Two people, you and the other person, could have learned a lesson. I often say, pick and choose your battles. Pick and choose your battles. And if you're hurt or offended by someone in a situation like this, the proper thing to do would be to step back and make an honest assessment. Why are my feelings hurt? One of the lessons I've learned along my spiritual walk is about expectations. Expectations. Sometimes I expect something to happen as a response to something I've done, and it always doesn't go that way. Or the response is something I don't like or I'm offended by. It makes me uncomfortable. Just because I'm offended by it, it makes me uncomfortable, it hurts my feelings, doesn't mean I have to lash out and punish the other person. Are you following me? Let me close with this. As a mystic, as a shaman, as a teacher, down through the millennia, the masters will tell you do not give the student the full answer. Okay? Do not give your students the full answer. You need to think about these things. You should think about these things. Thinking about these things that we're discussing will lead you to a conclusion that sometimes I don't totally understand myself and other people when it comes to all these different events I just described previously. Again, as I mentioned yesterday, neuroscience has taught me all through your life. I will be 66 this year. All through my life, every event, experience I've had is stored in the subconscious. Everything, it's recorded. Neuroscience tells us when we have a situation that's a negative situation, and let's pinpoint it to this. So you've done something for someone and they didn't thank you. When you get upset at the current situation where someone didn't thank you, the subconscious goes into that file of all your memories and experiences of your lifetime that you've had with someone that didn't thank you, and it starts processing it. Now, you may not be conscious of it. However, your body is starting to react to it, which is why sometimes you're able to take a situation like that and just breeze through it. And other times, you make a wreck, a riot. You lash out. You overreact. But now that you know this, you can't unknow it. Which is why when these events occur, as I said, you're upset, you're uncomfortable, your feelings are hurt. Don't lash out. Step back. Step back. It's not like you're running to catch a train and you're going to miss the train. Step back. You don't have to resolve the issue, in most cases, immediately. You don't have to resolve it immediately. And sometimes I struggle. Rarely, but sometimes I struggle. The difference today is I'm learning a lesson from it. Maybe I simply say something to someone that didn't thank me, and what I said at the time I thought was appropriate. However, in meditation, in meditation, every morning, I get up, grab a coffee, and go on my deck and sit in silence for 5 to 10 minutes. Then I come down here to the sacred grove. And I may think about a situation where I helped someone, they didn't say thank you, and I said something that was inappropriate. Today, I can assess that. This is called self-examination, self-inquiry. I can assess that and say, well, at the time I thought that was appropriate, but now I'm looking back at it, no, it wasn't. Why? Why? What were my motives? I was upset, so I said something to hurt the other person's feelings. In other words, to punish them because they offended me. And now I'm mature enough, spiritually grounded enough to make that situation right, to correct it, and make any amends possible, and learn a lesson from it. And learn a lesson from it. The name of this channel is Make It an Amazing Day. Make it. And make it is italicized for a reason. It's up to you what kind of day you're going to have. It's your decision. It's your choice. And not just that, make it an amazing life. It's your choice what kind of life you're going to have. It's your decision. Make it an amazing life. And have a good one. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my teachings. I appreciate you. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you.